Hey guys, welcome to another AI conversation. And today I'm happy to be joined by Alan Tan. Tama ba, Alan? Monster Labs?
Yes,
Or okay.
Monster Lab.
So I
Mm.
ran into Alan san ba? In a couple of events, no? Was it the Gen AI event? And then there was another event yata where we
AAP also.
AAP event. Yeah. And there was a recent AAP summit, no? Mamaya we can talk about that. But yeah, welcome to the show, Alan. Nice to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Glad to have conversation with you.
Yeah nga eh. It's been a long time coming, by the way, no? I think we were
All
talking
right.
as early as, ano yung Pasko? Something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, sige, I'll dive right into it. Siyempre, if I'm going to point at one thing, the one thing that probably brought us together is AI, no? And as we speak, magto 2 years na si ChatGPT, no? I think the early release was actually in August. That's how I got a hold of it. I was one of the early testers. Tapos November yung public release. So ito na, technically 2 years na, August 2022. So, and I rarely, well, more and more, I'm meeting more and more AI founders. So you're obviously one of the few who I am aware of. So what's it like, no, in the AI space now, or maybe tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, alam niyo, Doc, I think ever since I was in college, I really have this fascination for AI. In fact, whenever we have machine problems, I try to build AI components into it. Gumawa nga ako ng naglalaro ng checkers na game way back in college. AI
You programmed a
using
checkers game
eurythmics.
sa ano. What did you use? Just out of curiosity, labasan ng edad.
Prologue.
Oh my gosh.
Lalabas ang edad natin
Uh,
dyan. Using Prologue to build an AI checkers game during college. Oh,
mahirap 'yun
so,
ah. Mahirap 'yun ah. Well, at least for
heuristic
me.
siya eh. May mga
Oo.
heuristical model, parang
Oo.
recursive. And then,
Oo.
yeah. So that was my hobby. And then, when I started the company, so I started a company called IdeaTech. We do primarily software development.
Hmm.
Um, I was hoping na we can build AI. Pero the technology wasn't ready. Parang
Tama.
hindi ganun ka-advanced. So this was early 2000, 2006 to 2007 ako nag-start. We also tried incorporating some AI components, but to be commercially viable, parang you need certain level of accuracy to be accepted, yeah, in by the businesses. So nothing pan out, and I just focus on on development, because of course at the end of the day you need to make money, so parang nandun naman yung kita. So parang nagiging hobby na lang siya. And now with ChatGPT and everything, parang I feel like, oh, it's a time again for to revive that passion for building AI systems.
Do you see a difference between yung software development before? I mean, outside of the programming languages, no? And then yung paradigm now with AI. Kasi I hear mixed results eh. Some say yes, some say no. In your case, ano bang nakikita mo? Has it changed
Uh,
much?
yeah, personally, the way I code is very different than the way I code now. In fact, in one of the projects I did, I built Kevin. Kevin, so the tagline is "Watch out, Devin! Here comes Kevin." So I wrote my
Ah,
own version
I was
of,
gonna
well,
ask nga. So panlaban kay Devin, itong si Kevin.
ano lang siya, pang-catch lang ng attention. But it's not that advanced. But it's just to showcase what it can do. Right? So basically what it does is that I have templated codes. So in software development, we do a lot of mga repetitive,
Yeah,
kind of repetitive, mga admin screens, di ba?
yeah.
Management screens, and a lot of them are similar in nature. Nag-iiba lang yung field, nag-iiba yung module, nag-iiba yung interaction, but if you look at it code-wise,
The
you
same,
know, they
pretty much.
follow the same structure.
Mm.
So I built Kevin, basically copy a template, and then you specify what you want to change these fields, change these columns. These are the columns, this is a drop down, and then it will write the code for you. Once the code is written, we do lint check. So sa programming, there's what you call lint to make sure na malinis yung code mo. There's no compilation error.
Mm.
Whenever there are error, I send it back again to
Kevin,
ChatGPT.
for
Okay,
fixing.
Kevin, oh,
Mm.
may error. Update niya ulit. So yun yung parang agentic way of of coding mga AI modules. So, yeah, ginagamit naman siya ng team namin ngayon. Although hindi pa siya perfect, we have to, of course, once it's written, update it, make sure it's running. But it helps also improving yung yung development time. Sa
Do you see it net reduces the dev time,
yeah.
or do you know enough now na talagang it's a time saver?
Well, I have a small team with the AI, so but so far, I think they're more productive than how we used to build things.
Okay. 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 So why AI to begin with? No? Apart from it's the hot thing, up and that's always been your passion, or maybe better question, why now? No? Why do you feel now is a good time to get into it?
Oh, so why AI? I think it's fascinating how machines can do and can replicate what humans can do. So um it I think at the end of the day, if we use it correctly, it will change the way we live, the way we do things
Mm.
significantly. I'm more on the optimistic side
Hmm.
rather than AI will kill everyone. But then it's also in in how we use it, how we treat it. Kasi if you think what you do now is what you will do next year or in a few years, then it's a threat to you, 'di ba? Kasi aagawin niya yung ginagawa mo. But if you think of it as a tool that can boost your productivity so that you can come up with more ideas, do things na you haven't done before,
Yeah.
or do things that is impossible, then it's a multiplier. There's a multiplier effect by taking advantage of AI and thinking beyond what we're used to. In fact, hindi ko nga alam kung ano yung gagawin, di ba? but
Yeah.
but it starts with the right mindset na it boosts the productivity, then we can do so much more.
Yeah. I'll ask you a question. It's only occurred to me now, no? Kasi I guess maybe because nga it's taken almost 2 years. Dati kasi it felt very polar. Either AI can do everything or AI will kill us. Parang ganun, extreme na. And then, syempre, as we regress to the middle, where we should really be, let's be more productive with AI. Kaya yun yung ideal, di ba? In the middle. Let's use it. Meron pa rin parang weird, parang near boundary. I'll call it the anti-hype or the anti-AI hype. Kasi there's pro-AI hype, there's the doomers. Pero I don't think these guys or these people are really doomers. But they seem to be very dismissive of AI. I don't know if you've encountered it. I think there are two types. One, people who are actually not using AI. Parang it's a way of parang the fox and the grapes na hindi mo maabot yung grapes, probably those grapes are sour to begin with. I have identified a number of them. Natatawa ka bigla, di ba? So these are actually developers, no? Some are developers, sort of developers, some techies, cyber people, mga ganyan. And they're not doomers. But they're saying, AI is not that mature. It's not useful. Parang ganun. It's very dismissive. And then there's a subtle, this is just me, Ewan ko kung napapansin mo to. Another subtle group nearby who are actually data people. Like analytics, data science people. And ang linya naman nila is, alam mo, AI is been around for, parang yung dismissal nila is weird eh. Parang, it's been around for a long time. It's nothing special. Study machine learning muna. Learn, linear algebra. And so they're defaulting back to the kind of the default parang approach na you have to be into data science first, learn statistics before you even get into Gen AI or AI in general, no? And I find those two groups, just me, very unproductive pagdating sa encouraging adoption. I'm sure there's some truth to what they're saying. Pero in the meantime, in the background, adoption is really happening very, very fast. And maybe it may nuance din yung adoption na yan. I don't think it's B2B. I don't think it's companies adopting AI. I mean, that's obviously what many of us are trying to encourage. I think it's really individuals, not non-techies pa nga who are adopting AI for whatever they want, no? It's like accessing the internet. So ironically, lumalabas, it's the technical people, not all, but some, these weird groups who are dismissive of AI over and on top of this doomer, parang umbrella, no? Do you have that experience? Have you ever met people like that?
Well, not much, but I understand what you're talking about. I guess because maybe in my purview, since I run the company, most would just follow
What you say, no?
so they'll "Oh, let's use GitHub Copilot, and then let's have a training session how to maximize our productivity using GitHub Copilot." What I am challenged though is that how do you measure the actual productivity that is being gained by using all these tools,
Totoo
'di
yan.
ba? Especially that our team are remote. So when teams are remote, you ask them to use GitHub Copilot, you assign them a certain module, they finish it, but did they maximize their time actually to build it, or 4 hours lang namasyal na, natulog na, 'di ba? I mean, mabuti nga lang kung they studied other things, help other people, but what if it's not non-related to their work?
To
So how do
whatever
you
they're doing,
actually
yeah,
measure
exactly.
that?
Mm-mm.
So I think that is a challenge, because whenever you use new technologies towards productivity, there has to be a way to actually measure that, 'di ba? So dapat mas maraming natapos, and so far parang hindi clear yung metrics. I
Yeah.
can see intuitively na mas mabilis, better, but there's no clear metrics like how we're gaining it.
It's hard to quantify, no? I mean, I will admit that even at the modeling level, it doesn't have typical parang accuracy rate, mga ganyan, R squared, di ba?
True.
Kasi yun, model fit. Pero yung output, qualitative. So you know, there's
Mm-mm.
no measure of veracity or fact. People really have to read it and then either Google the
Even
answer.
for people to measure it accurately, parang lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang opinion whether
Correct, correct.
it's good or bad.
So I think maybe that's sort of left of middle naman. Kung yung right of middle is, wala yan, no? It's useless or mag-aaral muna kayo ng math. Ito naman yung we can't quantify it. And I forgot, there's a third group, interestingly, and this has happened more than, and again, I'm not a disparaging anything, but there's this attempt, consistent attempt, to link blockchain and AI in ways that are hard to believe, no? Kasi these, I don't know what your view here is. These technologies actually don't work together. That's my view. They operate on very different principles. Pero you'll hear people say, oh, let's do decentralized AI. Sabi mo, pagka DeFi din ngayon, DAI naman. Or
Siyempre
something like
uso
that,
eh.
no? Um,
Uso, nandun yung mga investment money. Di,
yeah,
why not?
so I feel this is spillover from the blockchain, crypto, Web3 hype. Now, naghahanap ng location kasi obviously that space I think is not really doing that well these days. And then sa AI pumupunta. So there's this attempt to merge NFTs and AI. This attempt to decentralize. Now, okay, sige. Before you answer that, I actually don't mind. I mean, if it were me. However, where are the other tech that actually have a more, parang serious interlock with AI? Things like IoT. I think IoT and AI go very well together. So if you got sensor data, streaming, 'di ba? It would be, o baka ginagawa na, tahimik lang yung mga tao. I would go for an IoT AI play more than a blockchain AI play just because of my own understanding of the tech, no? But I don't claim to understand everything. Anong tingin mo doon?
The way I see it, blockchain AI works more on the back end side, on the server side, because we're moving towards agents,
Right.
right? Different AI specializing on certain tasks,
Yeah.
'di ba? So it can run on a blockchain, so that's how you measure the result, that's how you pay for the compute.
Right.
Baka ipasok sila sa blockchain. That might be a good use case for that.
Parang you wanna ledgerize the work. Parang ganun, no?
Yes. And then you pay for it, di ba? Every time nag-i-inquire ka to, halimbawa, like I built an AI, doctor, kasi doctor ako, specialista ako sa surgery
Sure.
or neurosurgeon na lang, di ba?
Sure.
And I built this AI replica of my knowledge, everything in there. Whenever you inquire, you pay me, di ba?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can use blockchain to process those transactions. Maybe more on that. But as a user, hindi natin dapat nakikita yun, di ba? It all happens behind the scenes. Now, that's where IoT comes in. So
Yeah.
IoT, that's where people will actually get to experience that.
Yeah, I
Going
mean,
back dun sa
sige, go ahead.
question mo with regards to the linear algebra and things, I think what we need is the knowledge to be able to measure performance ng AI.
Right.
Kasi in traditional, data science, meron talaga there's statistical measures, 'di ba? And to understand that, kasi the problem is like before ako nag-data science sa AIM, um, background ko is software development. My
Yeah.
experience is we just call APIs, it responds, and we take it as a correct answer.
Mm.
But
Mm.
not with Gen AI, di ba? Whenever you said, hindi enough na tanggapin mo na lang yung sagot niyan as a response. You need some way to actually measure that. And that requires certain knowledge also on statistics, possibly mga linear algebra, the way, the how things are computed so that you can direct it also towards a better answer.
Yeah. I think, sige, let's get a bit technical on that, no? Kasi, mga traditional measures of parang fit, for example, mga mean squared error, ganyan, no? Or root mean squared error, R squared. They're inherently quantitative because there is actually an absolute point and you can measure a distance between where you are
Mm-mm.
and where that point is, diba?
Mm.
Even if you count parang confusion matrix. That's the classic, di ba? Positive, negative. Then you have true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. Meron pa ring single threshold where you can determine right and wrong. Pero when you look at an output of a large language model, in theory, the fit was good if the sentence makes sense, di ba? Kasi nga statistically probable text tayo through that's what attention and all these other embeddings, all these mechanisms are able to do. Pero yung form, even if it was grammatically correct, does not tell you if it's actually factual, no?
Correct.
So that's the gap that needs to be
Yeah.
bridged.
Yeah.
And right now, it defeats current approaches. As far as I know, baka may bago. The closest I've seen is you also use an LLM to
Mm-mm.
evaluate the output.
LLM as a judge. Yes.
Oo,
Correct.
'di ba? And then you're back to the next question. How do you know the judge was correct? Then parang
Oh, yeah.
and. Di ba pwedeng and I'm just speculating. Kunyari, the three main benefits that I usually tout sa LLMs are productivity, creativity, and knowledge management, no? Productivity, can't it be just the outcome parang at the end of the day? If it took you an hour to produce X block of code, ngayon takes you 30 minutes. I don't know if that's too naive. And correctly compiling code at that, no? Not necessarily nagsulat ka lang. Isn't creativity then just a measure of how many new ideas generated per unit of time? It's also hard minsan to reckon that. And then knowledge management, babalik ka dun sa veracity, no? Talagang, uh, or
Right.
maybe speed of retrieval, no? Given a typical case where you ask someone to research on blank, and ngayon kaya na niya in 5 minutes yung dating 1 week. Parang ganon. Subject to evaluation then of how good the research was. Yun yung problema. I think that's once we cross that threshold, then you can pin a number on it.
I,
Pero
I
what do
think
you think?
that's on top of the food chain ba? The productivity, how much productivity gains. But there's so many factors affecting that. Not only the performance of the LLM, it's also
Mm.
how knowledgeable the people are, what's in your knowledge base. So ang daming factor. What you want is to be able to break that down further into smaller
Blocks. Yeah.
chunks,
Mm.
smaller units, so that you can measure each one of them, di ba? Ano
Mm.
ba ang epekto pag marunong yung employee mo gumamit sa hindi? Although parehong nandun, yung isa tinrain mo, yung isa hindi. Di ba?
Oo.
Anong epekto pag nilagay mo itong mga knowledge na to? So dun tayo, so dun yung tinitingnan ko is more on the model itself. How do you actually ensure that the model works correctly? And yun yung naging topic ko doon sa AAP Summit where I talk about RAGAS. It's a RAG assessment method that measures how accurate the RAG is performing.
Mm.
Because you also need to measure that eh. And in it discuss ko na lang din.
Yeah, yeah,
In,
for
in
sure.
that framework, essentially you're measuring it in two parts, the retrieval and the generation. So for retrieval, you are ensuring that you are retrieving the right information based on the question. And then the generation is ensuring that you generate the answer based on what was retrieved and you also answer the original questions. So it broke down the entire RAG into four key metrics. Yung
Hmm.
sa retrieval, which is you measure precision and recall.
Hmm.
Na-retrieve mo ba talaga lahat? Tama ba yung nakuha mo? O baka kalahati lang? O baka kulang? O baka hindi relevant yung nakuha mo? So you measure that. Once you measure that, you then measure, based doon sa nakuha mo, sinagot mo ba yung sagot? Or
Yeah.
baka sinagot mo nga, pero wala naman doon sa na-retrieve mo, nagtsamba ka lang ng sagot. No?
Hmm.
So when you break that down, no, you have a better picture like, okay, it improved here. Ito yung hindi nag-improve. Then, you can work on improving towards that. And then, same question arose during my talk. There's this one smart developer asked me, di ba you're also using LLM as a judge? So how do you ensure na tama yung sagot? Well, the answer is you don't. It's just as a guide to help you, measure the performance. I mean, relatively naman kasi if you use GPT-4o, um, matalino na rin naman siya, no? So it will reasonably well, but it's not going to be perfect, just like you mentioned, R squared.
Oo.
So you still have to have a person na will check ano ba yung sinabi niyang mali, mali ba talaga? Kasi baka tama to begin with. So, but I think we need to break it down into smaller chunks so that we know how to improve it.
Part of me, and we'll find out if this is correct or not, probably sooner than I think. Part of me feels na it's a trade-off. In other words, we already lived in an era of deep learning and machine learning where we had very precise measures of accuracy. And yet we could not, in that era, achieve what the transformer and diffusion technology are doing now, diba? We could not even complete a decent sentence with the recurrent neural network, LSTM. Hindi kaya.
Mhm.
Pero ngayon na we've crossed the threshold, these transformers are able to do it, we are now naman bereft of the accuracy measurement. I feel that's the trade-off eh. Could be premature to say it, pero baka yun. Kasi in some way, I would relate it to the current struggle of the education sector where let's just focus on essays. No, essays are now useless as a way of measuring a student's knowledge because an LLM can write an essay. And the more you try to block the use of GPTs in school, the more students will use it. No? And it
Yeah.
because plagiarism
Mhm.
and, di ba? People were selling thesis long before GPT 3 and 4 sa recto. So, ngayon yun yung lumabas na instead of parang arguing efficiency of education, and let's admit it, education is pretty inefficient at the moment. Naging witch hunt siya on who's using the tool. And that tells me maybe the whole system of essays was wrong to begin with. Kasi nga, it encouraged people from gaming it. I'm just looking at that as a symptom. And then yung pinaka-root cause, itong issue natin with measurement and accuracy. And maybe ultimately, that's the biggest roadblock then for adoption in a company. Kasi nga, is a company comfortable adopting a tool that it can't assess? No, but I think Ragas is a good parang attempt to move forward. Pero yun na nga, it's easy to blast holes into the idea rin kung LLM din yung magja-judge, di ba? Ano, how do you feel about that? Is that something that you
So,
feel strongly about?
that's a loaded question dami doon eh. But
Oo.
with regards to companies using Ragas, I think there are certain use cases na useful siya. So
Mm-mm.
we have to pick use cases na okay lang na mamali siya from time to time. There are other approaches also na you can make it accurate. For example, just let the LLM generate a bunch of FAQ. You review the FAQ and
Yeah.
the next phase ang answer niya dun lang talaga sa FAQ. So hindi na siya mamali, di ba? So there are other ways to solve the problem depending on certain use case. So papasok pa rin talaga yung tao, di ba? If you just rely on AI to solve everything, it's not gonna work. There are certain use cases, then you have to apply it correctly to those specific use cases. With regards to the educational problem on essay, I'm taking up MSDS right now sa AIM. I experienced that firsthand with, from what I'm observing in our class na, there are certain exercises na tanong mo lang kay ChatGPT, lalabas yung sagot, and ina-allow naman ng school. The problem is, there are, like you mentioned, people na nagpapagawa ng essay sa recto. So, paano yung mga taong ganun na who will rely only on AI para pumasa? 'Di ba? So, when the mindset is just to pass, 'di ba? Pumasa lang ako sa exam, there has a negative effect on
Hmm.
on education in general. No? So what we need is to teach students to have this mindset na lifelong learning. You're there to learn. 'Di ba? Regardless pumasa ka o hindi, kung wala kang natutunan, walang kwenta. 'Di ba? Now,
Mm.
how do you put that in the brains of, the young kids? I think our educational sector should focus more on that, building the right values, especially with Gen AI na, hindi na ganoon kahalaga ang grade actually. It's what you learn. Now, how do you assess yung mga natutunan? I guess that's hindi ko
No,
rin
no,
alam yung
I'm
sagot.
I'm I'm
But
hearing what you're
yeah.
saying. Eh. In fact, it brings up many things. You talked about labor, for example, no, na humans will still be needed. I feel that I agree. For as long as it's a task you cannot measure to a T, pantao pa rin yun. It's still qualitative. The moment kasi you get to a task that you can really measure, parang errors to a T, you're now in factory land, and factories get automated by machines. Kaya nga I feel that it's ironic na nauna yung white collar land versus blue collar land pagdating sa AI threat,
Oo nga,
because AI
actually.
went after the creative jobs. Pero
Yeah.
it's not to the extent of replacing creatives. Kasi nga, for as long as you have the qualitative component, pang all the best you can do is augment or extend the human. Parang a software developer, people are worried na I'm gonna get replaced by Devin. Mukhang hindi. Pero a developer plus AI certainly will be a good combi.
Correct.
Ang education naman, here's what I'm feeling, no? I think many of us, especially in tech, have already long assumed now whatever you learn in school has very little to do with what you do in real life.
Okay.
You can learn web development without a com sci degree and make money. On the other hand, you can be a summa cum laude and com sci and be unemployed,
Mm.
because puro theory. Now, what AI will do is even worsen that divide. Kasi AI will be used to pass exams, but not necessarily build real instincts and expertise. And then there's going to be a group who will just use AI and get things done and may or may not pass their exams. I think that divide will continue to widen. It's already pretty wide now. Kaya nga uso na ngayon yung mga MOOCs, YouTube, boot
Mm.
camps, parang skills-based education as opposed to credential-based education. And I think it's the only thing keeping schools relevant is the need for a college diploma. If many jobs stopped requiring it, you'll have less and less people finishing college unless they want to be a PhD and be a researcher. Even that path is slowly being eaten up on the side, no? For example, there are many research papers that are proven to have been manufactured, and the peer review process is broken and corrupt. Eh, yun na yung path mo as an academic. Eh. You're now measured by the number of papers you produce. So, ang nangyayari, people are indeed producing papers, pero they're garbage. No? There's no new
Hindi nga
knowledge being
ma-reproduce.
generated.
Ang balita ay marami ding fake na mga papers, hindi
Oh
naman
yeah,
reproducible.
for sure. Sa ano pa yan, top tier, Nature,
Yeah, exactly.
Science, peer review
So,
journal. And the fact na most of the cutting edge stuff sa AI is not even in a journal. It's in a preprint server like archive, 'di ba? Parang ano na ngayon, 'di ba? Kaya I feel one of the sectors I'm really max negative about is education. I think education's
the way
finished.
I see it, in fact, in some of my talks also, is that, this hype cycle, di ba? Whenever there's a new technology, I think it's going to be the same in education. The next few
Mm.
years is gonna be messy. We'll go down the drain because we have students more knowledgeable about Gen AI than their teachers, di ba? So they'll take advantage of it. But eventually, everyone will be able to catch up and start finding solutions towards teaching students properly and how we should use it properly. Because at the end of the day, ang goal ng education is for people to learn, di ba? So however we achieve that with AI is something we'll have to navigate towards too. But in the next few years, I mean, if you're talking of top tier schools, di ba? Halimbawa, Philippines na lang, LaSalle, UP, or ano, that wouldn't be an issue because, but if you start going out, di ba, sa ibang school, di ba, na hindi pa knowledgeable din yung teacher, na hindi rin nag-explore, no, mauunahan talaga sila. So, you'll get summa cum laude nga, no? Wala namang alam kasi sa ChatGPT
Yeah.
yung nagturo sa kanya.
Actually, you pointed out, it's interesting we went into this parang thread no, on education. Teachers are the weakest link because how many teachers do you have? And how updated are they? So they're in fact going to probably use AI then to stay updated. Then wala na. This thing will feed on itself. The whole thing will collapse. Kaya nga, my personal parang bias is to look outside NCR. Go where
Yeah.
the supply is very, very low and AI can instantly bring people up. So we're not worried about cheating at all. Certainly it could and will happen. But it's more of that is zero. At least ngayon may 100,000 ka na viable candidates for whatever jobs or hopefully nga entrepreneurs eh. That's another maybe I'll ask you about that next, no? Wala tayong ganung way of mass producing founders the way
Uh,
the US has, no? And ang nakikita ko lang shortcut dyan, if at all, is involve AI early in the founding process, in the design process
yes.
for products, no? I don't know. What do you think on that, no? As a
I think
founder,
it's this saan?
I mean, everything, no? Teachers and then founders, yung
Yeah,
supply.
yeah.
Mm.
Yung sa teacher, I think they have to start from the early beginnings eh. Like yung values education ba. Tingin ko yung pati yung values education magbabago yung the way we teach it eh. Especially with AI, 'di
Mm-mm.
ba? It's going to be different also. So I think they have to start with that. Kasi yun na nga eh when I experienced that during my masteral, parang how do you address this? And then there are people sa tulad ng sinabi mo, bumibili nga sa recto ng exam. Eh nandiyan talaga 'yan.
Yeah.
'Di ba? So you go back to the roots,
Mm.
like them fully understanding what education is for. And then hopefully it will address the problem. And
Pero yun na nga
yun
eh.
yung opinion ko lang.
Why buy essays to begin with? Because the need to comply is so high versus the need
Yun
to
na nga
learn,
eh.
'di ba?
Yun na nga, exactly. 'Di ba? But parang dapat as individual, alam natin na the purpose of the essay is for you to learn. So, bakit ka bibili, 'di ba? Parang yun yung kailangan ma-instill sa
Sa tao. Hindi kasi yun na nga, the pressure to comply is high because once you comply, you get a diploma. And once you get a diploma, you get a job. I mean, let's face it, for let's say even AIM, the reason why the salaries are commanded by graduates, di ba may ganun? You can ask for this
Mm.
much. It's the pitch. So you can charge. I'm sure it's not cheap, di ba? To get in or relatively not cheap. So parang naging ano siya. You invest so you can reap the rewards. So naging ganun ang dating, no? Which is in a way interesting if somewhere in the middle of that you learn something then which can then translate to your
Yeah,
to your
sana,
work.
'di ba? You learn something and able to apply it in your work. Um,
Dun pa nga, that's another broken link. What you know isn't necessarily what you do, and what you do may not be dependent on what you know. Na- then the whole
mm.
thing is really messed up. That means people can really earn money on something that does not necessarily require real skill, but highly dependent on credentials. Kasi credentials is the gate eh. Um,
Yeah, I think there still has to be a way to assess yung qualification ng tao eh.
ng tao.
It has to be in a standard form rather than every hiring company, 'di ba? Sila yung mag-assess on their own. So parang mahirap din eh.
Oo, walang
That's
basic.
why there's the diploma.
Oo. Well, sige, wait. Balik natin sa core mo, no? Napunta tayo sa Department of Education.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
so as a founder, balik tayo doon. What's your, do you have a thought process about how to approach AI? You seem to be a very big fan of RAG. RAG is I mean, for me, it's one of the core technologies. And then nabanggit mo kanina yung agentic approach. Ano mo yun? I mean, where does that sit right now in terms of maturity and the use cases?
Well, I think RAG is the lowest form of AI that you can actually implement.
Mm-mm.
In a few lines of code, you can build a RAG already. But yun na nga, mahalaga yung ma-measure mo sila, ma-design mo sila.
Oo.
And agents I think my take is more towards building knowledge graph and
Okay.
agents.
Okay.
Designing different, patterns of how agents interact. And then yung knowledge graph, my take is that will minimize yung mga hallucinations as long as it's specialized on a certain field. No? So for example, medicine, di ba?
Mm-mm.
So you have a knowledge graph of all the disease and all the, and if you be able to plot that better, then it's going to be more measurable. And then you have different agents, di ba? So you have a person that takes in the symptoms. Ang trabaho lang niya mag-take ng symptoms. Then you have a person na nag-analyze ng mga symptoms na nakuha. And then may
Oo.
person ka na nagdo-double check na make sure. Ito yung palang interesting na na realize ko when I was playing around with all these agents. You use GPT 3.5 to generate the answer. You use the same GPT 3.5 to check the answer. The result is better.
Mm.
Pero parehong 3.5 yun, the same model. Except,
Mm.
sinabihan mo lang siya na i-double check mo or i-check mo against ganito, you
Yeah.
get a better result. So parang maybe there's something in there na, dun ko nga naisip, wait lang, baka pwede na magka-AGI kasi you ask the AI to check itself, it will improve. So if you keep on doing that, saan
It
niya
might
mapunta,
it
di
might
ba?
get to a point, no?
Maybe I don't know I don't know but at
Oo.
least that experience led me to think na the agents can perform better as a whole than
Oo.
having them parang isang tanong lang kung ano yung sagot you'll trust in it.
The way I always parang intuited all of that, even from the emergence, no, was it's really prompt engineering. In this case, it's prompt engineering on top of prompt engineering on top of prompt engineering. No,
Kinda, yeah.
you can see that in many ways, in a more intuitive fashion in the image generation space, diba? When you have a mid journey that can respond to your prompt, and then you can go the opposite, give this image, and then give me the description or the prompt that this image pertains to. It gives you an idea of how Midjourney actually appreciates pixels, no? Na okay, kasi yung original prompt mo can be something like, give me a young Filipina influencer with blue hair, no? That's what I used to generate yung aking AI influencer. And then nung binaliktad ko, describe this photo, ang haba na nung prompt niya, may kwento na, sitting by a window, breeze, a slight breeze on her face, ganyan ganyan. I go, okay. So the way I appreciate that is that approach gives you parang an idea of how the structure of embeddings looks like, kasi that's invisible to us. Eh. So in the same way, an agent, if you ask GPT-3 to check the previous answer, you're now getting exposed na, okay, ganito pala siya mag-assess. Maganda nga kung ma-visualize yun eh. I'm sure kaya, no? Pero you have to figure out what you're trying to visualize first. Kasi every word has an embedded number, no? And you can figure out
Yeah,
a 3D
according
way.
to Anthropic, they've made a way to
Visualize.
adjust the weights ng mga embeddings.
Oo. Oo.
I think there was the study na ano ba 'yun? In-increase nila yung weights towards Golden Gate. So when you start
Ah,
asking it, it will always direct you to topics that are related to, the Golden Gate Bridge, parang ganun.
wow.
So,
That's actually
yeah.
amazing. Kasi parang for me, that's a fancy way, or admittedly, a more parang vivid way of showing na there's more to language pala than what we think.
Nakokontrol, parang
Oo.
ganun. Mm.
Kasi sanay tayo sa, what we were taught in school, subject verb agreement, very past tense, future tense, participles,
Good
kung
phrase.
the whole thing, And then ngayon pala, if you expose it to a math model that figures out all the relationships, including mga irregular words, slang, everything, no? Then there's a different way pala of appreciating
Yeah,
it.
in fact, it can figure out an unknown language.
Oo, di ba?
There's may exercise na ginawa yung Voynich manuscript.
Manuscript, naintindihan niya,
Yeah.
nagets niya. That's been in contention forever, no?
Well, na-categorize niya, but there's
Oo.
no way to verify, di ba? Kung
Kasi the people who wrote Voynich are dead. Hindi, kasi pero for me, rather than thinking AGI, or maybe this is a different way of appreciating it, feeling ko it'll give us a new way of understanding ourselves given our language. Kasi ngayon, so many things happen na hindi natin naintindihan bakit eh. Like, how does a
understands
meme
ourselves more than we know, no?
then more than ourselves, no? Parang, like, paano ba naging viral ang meme? Who knows, no? But certain combinations of words, pictures at the right place at the right time, boom, naging viral siya. Feeling ko AI will figure that out better and then engineer virality, which is also
Yeah, we just
dangerous.
have to be smarter than AI kasi if you see where this is leading to, parang eventually they will be our master.
Oo. Pero wait, sige, on that front, total, we still have a few minutes. Do you really feel that that's possible, even with the current tech?
And not with
Yung
the current tech, I think it
kulang,
will have to evolve.
O kasi for me the threshold is when you have independent models na who don't need to be prompted. They have a world model, a world view, some sort of a
Yeah.
optimization function na hindi galing sa tao. O baka nang galing sa tao pero nag-evolve, nag-ano na siya, nag-mutate.
Yeah.
And then it runs itself, no? I think yun yung ano, parang singularity at some point. Kasi it can then prompt itself to get better and better and better. Pero ngayon hindi, reactive siya eh.
Maybe
Until such time eh. Hmm.
you need a machine that have five senses, di ba? So that it can learn on its own.
More data, more input.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe you need quantum computing also because the compute wouldn't be sufficient, right? As we have now.
Are you into quantum a little bit? Kasi
No,
ba,
no idea.
yun nga eh. I'd love to talk to someone about it. Kasi, uh, I know the top level, armchair, parang concept, yung mga superpositioning. Problema, I simply can't fathom how you're able to bend the laws of physics. That's a very layman term. Using machines that are subject to the laws of physics. Parang sa akin, ha? Okay, so you're gonna come up with a machine that can uh, influence particles. And at some point, is that going to be the size of a laptop? It's going to be given to everyone. Who knows? No, malay ba? Kasi ngayon, laptops are pretty magical from the perspective of like us when we were kids. Would we have imagined laptops today? Parang hindi, no? And storage being done on little, parang devices.
Yeah,
That seemed
true.
like magical, no?
True.
Pero yun yung hindi ko pa rin, kasi until this time, subject pa rin siya to typical laws of physics, no? Pero yung quantum mechanics kasi is very different, no? Ibang iba siya. Kaya, I don't know.
So let's talk about another thing, what do you think about AI girlfriend?
Well, I made one. No, I don't have a girlfriend on AI, but I made an AI influencer. I think it's pretty doable. Si Replica, you heard of Replica? Replika, Replica
Will
AI.
replicate you?
No, you choose, bahala kang pumili yung itsura niya, and then it learns through conversation. It predated GPT pa nga eh. It was probably a crude version. Ngayon, it's
Mm.
fully integrated na with a large language model. May mga nai-in love as in talagang alam niya
Kaya nga
paano
eh.
kakosa.
Kaya
It's
nga.
scary actually, partly
Diba?
scary to think about it.
Kasi the way I see it, like if you look at same sex marriage or same in mga ano ngayon. Like 20 years ago, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Before Brokeback Mountain become popular. 'Di ba? Parang tabu yung male to male, male to female. Male ganun. But things have changed in the last 20 years. So ngayon, parang napaka-awkward din pag-usapan na yung level relationship with the machine. But if you look back at what happened in the last 20 years, and and then the next 20 years, you'll have younger people who grew up with computers, di ba? With an AI. Di ba? Parang, oh, wait lang. Parang hindi imposible. Ito, matalino, patient, di ba?
Mm, mm,
Kaya kang intindihin, sagot-sagutin lahat. Maybe it's not impossible at all.
tama. No,
Yeah.
no, I think that's doable with today's tech. May mga naloloko na nga eh. So, I think it doesn't take a lot to parang technically pass the
Mm.
Turing test, no? Actually, the suspension of disbelief is on the part of the user. If you stop thinking of it as a machine and treat it like a person, wala na, the illusion is complete. May mga iba nga na, I'm sure you've heard of this, no? People who talk to Alexa because they're lonely. They have an Alexa,
Yeah.
di ba?
Yeah.
And Alexa was never trained to answer some of these personal questions. Pero ngayon, may voice capability na yung Pi, yung GPT
Yeah.
4.0.
ChatGPT.
You can
Mm.
talk to it na and it will respond, no? Or even better or worse, you can prompt it how to respond. Yung system prompt. And then after that, you just forget na
So ako si
you gave.
ChatGPT ko, ang sabi ko ay call me Pogi. So every
But
time nag-usap kami, Pogi tawag niya sa akin.
yeah, it starts there eh. And then later, parang sa Midjourney, in theory, you could do this. You can say, can you create a system prompt based on everything I've, spoken to you about and assess my personality and encode that, that's it. You're
And then an
you're now
image of
captured.
something I will like, no? I will fall in love too.
Yeah. Hindi kaya, I think kaya siya eh. Yun nga, parang ano nga lang eh. It's just a matter of time and a matter of compute. I think compute is the most important thing
Yeah.
that we need to
Pero
possess.
sorry, balikan lang natin kanina yung you mentioned about prompt engineering.
Yep.
Because I think it's also changing.
Mm.
If you look at prompt engineering last year, di ba, there's this certain demand daw na you're paying 300,000 or something for a
Mm.
prompt engineer.
Ngayon nawala na or nandiyan pa
Oo.
rin? Mm.
Well, I think there's less because si ChatGPT mismo is learning eh. 'Di
Mm.
ba? There's the study from Google before about chain of thought, few shot examples, may mga papers pa yan. This already improve. You get a response when you do few shot or you do chain of thought. But now, exactly the same phrase, if you ask that to ChatGPT, kaya niya sagutin.
Correct.
Kasi in-incorporate na rin niya yung mga methods na yun.
Yeah.
'Di ba? So parang feeling ko the prompt engineering eventually will be absorbed also by ChatGPT such that natural conversation should already work.
Yeah, I think the
Um
biggest to react to that, kasi I do training in prompt engineering. What I'm finding out is it's not so much the structure, although that's part of the conversation, no? It's part of like kunyari context, question, ganyan. It still sort of applies, but I think the real roadblock talaga is people's mindsets na they never realized, ay pwede ko palang tanong yan sa ChatGPT.
mm,
And by going through the
okay.
exercise of prompting, whether they remember sabi ko nga sa kanila, don't think about syntax. That's programming. Syntax kasi, if you don't get it right, the program will not run, will not
Yeah.
compile. May ganong fear yung mga tao na if I don't prompt it in a certain way, it won't. No, no, no. That's not even it. But you gotta know how to prompt. You got to
Yeah.
break that fear of creating a question. And sometimes it's rather mundane. Like one of the favorite prompts I'd like teaching people is how to create a PowerPoint slide deck using prompting, no? And the life hack there was using VBA. 'Di ba? Up until that point, it struggles to create unless you use Gemini, it'll create a Google slide deck. Pero pag ChatGPT, use it to create a VBA PowerPoint deck, no? Through VBA, create a PowerPoint deck, and it works every time. And then it just breaks people's parang mind blown sila na, oo nga, no, pwede pala yon. So I feel that's really the thing holding everyone back. Once the floodgates start opening and people know how to or people know enough that they can ask a chatbot anything, wala na. You don't really need prompt engineering per se, you know. What you now need is maybe a better RAG. I think RAG also
I
needs
think
to improve.
it's the domain expertise is
Mm,
still necessary. Like prompting should everyone should know prompting, and
mm,
then it's more about the domain expertise pa rin na that will prevail.
yeah. And yun Ben parang then it feeds on itself. Kasi you can use prompting to learn some of that domain expertise.
Yeah,
Lalo na if you look at hindi pa available yung Search GPT as if this time for me. Ako ko kung nakapasok ka na.
wala
But I
rin.
use Perplexity a lot. Perplexity is really fun.
Okay.
Kasi it gives you citations eh. So syempre, that's nothing compared to being an actual expert, but it's certainly better than zero. So if you want to get updated on a certain topic very quickly, rather than Googling anything, sa Perplexity na ako tumatakbo. And then there's another bot called Consensus. If you want to read papers about it, naka-curate na yung mga papers. Ito, to.
Mm,
And yun, it's usually enough to get me over the hump about a topic, not to claim to be an expert, but at least have a decent conversation with people na, di ba ganito yan, di ba ganyan yan. I feel magkakaroon ng ganun magre-regress to the mean. Kasi ngayon, polar ulit eh. You have experts and you have everyone else, no? And then
yeah.
I think at some point, parang magno-normalize na everyone else is not an expert but has enough knowledge to decently do stuff.
Mm,
And then it will increase the influx of new experts.
yun,
Kahit sa
correct.
software, di ba? Either
Yeah.
you're a coder, you're not a coder. Ngayon, magme-regress yan sa mina. Even non-coders can sort of do code and eventually some of them might even
And I
become
think
coders.
those that go beyond the mean will have more value.
Oh, for sure. Yun. Dun talaga.
Mm.
Anyway, we're at the hour. Bilis.
Oo nga
um,
eh, parang kala
bitin,
ko
di ba?
kanina tinatanong ko lang ano pa yung pwede pag-usapan eh.
Hindi, ang dami, ang dami. No, I want to bring it back to you. So, what's keeping you busy? What are you looking forward to in AI? And I don't know if you want to have a call out to anyone for anything like community stuff, events, or maybe try out a particular tool. No, up to you. I mean, para people know how to reach you also.
Um, well, yeah, first, again, thank you for inviting me and having this wonderful discussion. Right now, I'm building solutions on AI. There's nothing concrete yet,
Mhm.
but my interest is primarily on the harder sectors,
Oo.
legal, education, or healthcare,
Naku.
rather than marketing and
Mm.
parang I mean, it's just, I guess, for me, exploring new things na hindi pa possible,
Right.
right? Kasi siguro kasi I've been in software industry for more than 20 years. Sama na ako mag-code ng,
Talaga?
ERP systems.
Oo.
Parang,
Kakapagod din, no?
yeah, been there, done that. So and now is the time to, to explore the AI. So I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
And I guess for developers who are keen and interested, I'd be happy to, get in touch with them and see how we can collaborate, maybe through talks or some projects, some POC that, we can build together. Yeah, yeah, that's
Sige. Well,
pretty
anyway,
much.
I wanna thank you, Alan, for sparing the time. Hopefully, we catch up again. And yeah, hope to see you in another episode. We can talk more. Maybe we should geek out on a rag on the spot, no? Gawa tayo ng workflow,
May
no?
mga ano din mga ethics. Ang dami rin kasing mga topics na pwede
Yeah, yeah,
i-discuss.
we were both in the same program a couple of months back, di ba? And you covered
Yeah,
the ethical use, no? May minsan we should do
yeah,
an
yeah.
episode on that, no?
Yep, yep. Sure.
Sige. Thanks a lot, Alan. Nice to talk
All
to you.
right. Thanks, Doc. All right. Bye-bye.